Welcome to Solutions from the Yard, a candid discussion about life behind bars and its effect on society. We'll discuss reintegration or re-entry back into the community post-incarceration. Your host for this episode is Dietrich Trent.
Welcome to Solutions from the Yard. I'm today's host, Dietrich Trent, and today I'm joined by my two brothers, Michael Dickerson-El and Charles Hopkins. How y'all doing today?
Great.
Doing fine.
Oh, man, y'all sound dry. What's going on?
No, you just waiting to get into this topic.
Oh, okay.
Peel back these layers.
Okay. Oh,
as you will do.
Yes. Y'all eager to get in this work today. So this is a follow up because it was such a hot topic, and it's such. I feel that this is still going to affect us, and I just wanted to pick up because it was so much stuff. It was so much that was still left as far as discussion on the table when it coming to this crime bill being voted down. Now, my question to you all is what's next? Where do DC citizens or DC city councilmen, what do we do next? For those that want this bill and see the fruits and the labor of this bill, what do we do next? Do we just leave it alone? Do we push it? How do we get this? That's because this is Solutions from the Yard, so we got to help our people come up with some solutions. So what do we do next? And this ain't but our opinions. What do we do next, Brother Charles?
Well, for the conversation, first let's identify who's responsible for our situation.
Yes.
So we can identify that because they stay in place or their attitudes stay the same, then ain't no need to try to come up with a solution. If you, like Malcolm say, don't call me a diner because I'm sitting at the table with a plate, right? So don't call me a citizen or voting citizen if my voice don't have nothing. So in regard to this code, this DC criminal code, all right, first is we know the mayor's responsible because she procrastinated about signing it. She was putting money into the council that was formed to revise the code.
Yeah, the commission.
Right, the commission. So 16 years, all right, and within that 16 years, we knew that crime was down, but more importantly, what took place to make them get it out of the box that they had it buried in was the social justice movement came about.
Right.
And the social justice movement came about and made a connection between mass incarceration, the prison industrial complex, which is a new form of slavery, and these black code laws that exist, like Dickerson-El said, that they exist for us. Right. So you got these 3 strikes you out penalties. You got these, habitual criminal laws. And then the DC criminal code, you saying that you want to create another harsher, like 3 strikes you out. You want to increase the carjacking penalty. But at the same token, you don't want a person to have a right to a speedy trial for a crime. We can call it a misdemeanor.
It's a crime.
It's a crime.
Yes.
Yeah, we say it's a misdemeanor, but it's a crime. So you don't want a person, you're going to say only certain crimes that you can get a jury of your peers when the Constitution say you're supposed. So in regards to what should be done, first we should identify who the problem is. The problem is the mayor and the city council. And the city council, in regard to this, the city council is do everything from a political perspective, whichever way the wind's blowing. And when they took and brought this up, they didn't bring it up with no genuine intent to have this code changed. They brought it up with the intent on doing what's being done there, all our political posturing. So I'm saying my suggestion is that, one, we need to rally people that was formerly incarcerated, their families. We need to rally people that was formerly incarcerated and their family and organize a voting block to the extent of saying that we're not going to tolerate Congress doing what it's doing, and we're asking for direct action and intervention whenever Congress do what it do, and we taking it to who's responsible. The President of the United States, he sat back and said that, oh, well, I'm gonna give Bowser coverage because that's what she asked me. But then when it come time to get elected, you want us to support you, and we need to lobby the nation around this and say, look, we're being victimized and being bullied because we don't have no rights as citizens, much less rights as human beings.
Thank you. That's, and I'm in agreement. We had to, as the people, put the pressure on the people that we put in office, and that's very real, very real. And Brother Dickerson-El, what would be your suggestion?
My thing is like, far as like,
how would we move forward now that this bill?
I believe that, like Charles was saying, far as the rallying and stuff like that, and also we just got to bring more awareness because right now, we are people perishing because of lack of knowledge. When you are ignorant to the law and ignorant to these things and who has the power to do this and who had the power to do that, and you just voting just to be voting. You know what I'm saying? But you really don't know why. You just like, hey man, I'm gonna vote for the lesser of the two evils.
What that mean?
Yeah, but the whole thing of it is like, not to be talking bad about politics, but everybody wanted to vote for Joe Biden just to get Donald Trump out of office because they didn't like him. But then guess what? When he got in, they was like, oops, what we done.
Yeah.
So it comes from a lack of knowledge of not knowing these politicians' history. And that's one of the things that I believe that need to be done. Our people need to be more active into learning who these people are, what the DC Council do, what powers that the mayor have. These things are really, they're ignorant to us because we don't know. We just voting because somebody get up there on the campaign and or stand around and he's waving on TV and he in an all black church, Yeah. And oh shit, he like black people. And that's one of the most ignorant things, what I'm saying, that you really when you look at us like how we do things, and we gotta stop doing that and really gotta researching, and like you say, man, like start educating people more about politics. And how can we make a change? See, this is the thing that has to be done, because I be having discussions with my father. Don't got a clue about politics, but he know who you want to vote for. You see what I'm saying? And that's my whole thing. You don't have a clue about what are you even engaging in.
Right.
And that's the thing that I believe that need to be more instituted amongst us as a people, is to learn more about politics, educate us about why DC ain't a state and, all these different things. This need to be taught to us because for real, I didn't know anything about politics for real until I got locked up.
Right.
And I took political science 101 and 102 and being in the law library with guys that were studying the law. That's when I learned about politics really from being in prison because brothers was sitting around and that's all they had to do was sitting around studying law books and studying the law, trying to get out of jail, give a life sentence back. And they was bringing stuff to my attention like, man, look at this. Check this out. What you think about this? That's how I got, knew anything about the law or politics. If I would have never got incarcerated, I would have never known. So just imagine all our family members and stuff like that, never been incarcerated. You see what I'm saying? Never been incarcerated. They don't know. You see what I'm saying? But the only thing you know is what CNN tell you. Carjacking is up. Oh, we gotta go for whoever gonna do something about carjacking.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's how we informed about politics. We informed about politics through propaganda. And that's dangerous, man, when you informed about politics through propaganda, because they can put anything on TV and guess what? You're going to jump up and be like, yeah, get him in office. And man, you thought you was voting for the lesser of the two evils and you voted for the evilest one and didn't know it. So that's the thing that we really got to really start understanding, man. To me, man, getting more knowledgeable into the political field. That's going to help us really get a footing in having a say so.
And I agree with you. And I was reading, and it's two things I want to touch on, and I'm gonna open the table up for you. But I was reading that Murray Bowser, the mayor, said that the council needs to better appreciate what it means to live with a Republican-led house means.
Mm-hmm.
She said, we basically saying, shut up and listen to master. We better, DC City Council better learn what it better appreciate what it means to live with a Republican-led house. I mean, what? Man, yeah, that's for the whole. But one thing I wanted to touch on with this criminal code reform thing was what the other doors that it was going to open that is not, that the bill is not really speaking on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking you to a trip back into these walls. See, because what this bill was going to do was give hope to a lot of brothers and sisters. Because once they rechange this bill,
Come on.
you had to rechange their sentences.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's a lot of stuff that they not speaking about that's on the background. See, DC City Councilmen knew what they was doing. They knew they would because they want. That's why the 20 years was enough thing in there. For real, you seen it, right? But that's what that had to do. Because once you change the code, everyone that's in, they got to rewrite their sentence to what is today. Because the code no longer exists no more. We talk about a lot of brothers and sisters that don't have no parole dates, or parole date is a date that we can't even mention.
That's right.
Right? They've been in. That's just sitting in there. This is what they stopping. This you giving people, and we preach about second opportunities and this and that, and they're giving people second chance and this and that, because that's what life is about. Boom. We forgive, we love, let's heal, move on. Right? Practice restorative justice. Come on, let's heal this thing, let's move on. But once you stop this bill really wasn't not only for the people that's the new offenders. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really. I'm talking about the offenders that's already in, who this bill was going to benefit as well.
Right.
But they put a stop to it. Right. Now, when we know, so and like because I spoke on that a lot of bills went unsigned. Right. And this is a practice that been going on for many years. Right? Because for political stances, I didn't support that. You can't put me in, you can't put a commercial out or saying I went soft on crime or such and such. I'm willing to tell you right now, and we will hear the DC Code criminal bill for those that voted for it and they try to go for re-election. You will see commercials on them saying that they went soft on, they voted yes for the DC, because this is about to be a political pawn, right? This is about to be used for a political pawn, and we DC citizens are caught up in this in this whirlwind, which is a political pawn. Now, Mike, how do we, as you know, as brothers that's returning citizens that's been home, we have a lot of network of brothers that's out here that's doing amazing work. See, that's one of the things. See, they're not in touch with and not in tune with a lot of the work that the brothers and sisters are doing in DC. That's returning citizens that came from them places that you and some more people out here. If you want to make your society, go get them, because they're gonna help make this city more safer. You saying you want this city safe? Get the people out here. Get the people in here. You want to make it safe? You got to align yourself with the things that's going to make your city safe. By saying we're gonna give you 40 years instead of 24 years. What's the difference? One is just a mental aspect. I know I got 40 years, I got 24 years. It's all the same. But you want to give me 40 years and to kill my spirit, but that's not aligning yourself. That was in the bill, right? Changing the carjacking thing because they've been giving out 40 years for carjacking, right? But around the national, which mean in the United States of America, all of it, no more than they don't get 40 years. Why do DC citizens got to be subject to 40? And I'm not saying I'm against. I really think, to be real, I think this carjacking only came back to bite us in the butt. The reason why I'm saying this because if you think about it, all these youngers are nothing, whoever they are nothing but Grand Theft Auto babies. Y'all taught them this. Y'all gave them the games. Man, I came home and I've seen a Grand Theft Auto, man. I said, what, man, you get to dress yourself up with all the Versace and you get a gun and you get the rob. Man, what you think they tired? They gonna put the PlayStation controller down. Man, I'm gonna do this for real. Because I ain't got no driver's ed in my school, no trade to teach me how to drive. My father, he probably in prison. We don't have enough money. We don't got a car. We use public transportation. So how am I learning to drive? Oh, Grand Theft Auto taught me. So this is what I mean. We do a thing where we devour our own after we teach them. We teach them something, and then we wait 40, 16 years, 20 years later say, oh, that was wrong. And then you taught me this. You gave me all the resources and the tools to do this stuff. So that's what I'm saying. We giving, and me, when I'm going to pass it to you, Mike, we give the resources to our city councilmen. We give all that. We go out, we talk to them, we write letters and all this, and let them know what it is that we want when we vote for you. This is what we want to change. I want to bring my son home. What I got to do? Well, we need this vote. We need this vote we trying to change this criminal code. He might have a chance because he got 90 years, and that's the only way he coming home. If he get a 20-year early release request, Brother Dickerson-El. So I want you to elaborate on the fact that how this, by them saying no, if them having an easy no, right? With the Congress saying having an easy no in this crime bill, but the ripple effects of that no, how far that no gonna reach to the families within D.C. and the brothers and sisters that's still in prison, how do that affect them? Because I don't think the audience really know what that no stand for. I need them to be educated on what that no is.
Oh, well, the no means that, the same things that got them in there all that time is going to still exist. And that's the thing that, like I said about the education part, the average person don't know. Like my mother and father used to come see me, and I used to have to tell them, man, like, this law is this law that. I had to tell them, and they don't know, and that's the thing. Like, man, I was talking to somebody the other day, and about how I went to a tabling event, and it was some people that had a table, and they was with a group that was they was advocating about all the vocational training being taken out of all the DC public schools. And that's just not going around, that's just not DC, that's going around the whole nation. They're taking away the vocational training. And I mean, if a person can't see that, and that's what I'm saying, man, why is it people something like that can happen and nobody ain't saying nothing about it? You know what I'm saying? Because like Dietrich said, man, we living in the Aquarian age, and that's the information age. And we're living in the age where the phone's teaching our children, the iPads, YouTube, all this stuff is teaching our children. And one of the things that I see is like that to keep the children, involved in something is what happened to all the vocational training. Us as a people, we was that was one thing we was good at. I was listening to a podcast one time, and the brother said, we are people that work well with our hands. That's what we did in slavery. We worked well with our hands. And most of the vocational trainings that was in DC public schools, you work with your hands. Cosmetology, barbering, plumbing, HVAC, all these different trades, we work with our hands. And that's what I'm saying, man. I like to look at, why you doing this type stuff and who you doing it to.
Right. That's what I want.
You see what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. Why you doing this? Because we are people that work well with our hands. Now, no disrespect to nobody else because they ain't doing nothing but capitalizing on a treasure that's been thrown away, you know, because one man's garbage is another man's treasure. And you see all the Spanish guys doing all the manual labor in DC. They got all the HVAC. They got all the little vans with carpentry, cement laying, all this. And it's no disrespect to another race, but everywhere you see, it's a Spanish guy doing hands-on labor, the things that made us blue-collar workers, and we was able to take care of our families and buy homes with this money. And really when you look at it, man, when they took that away, man, that's why you got the children playing these PlayStations. They ain't got nothing to do. You getting a basic education, you know, and then turn around, what else you have? You don't have nothing. And see, we had an opportunity to get a skill while we was in high school and didn't have to pay for it. That was like a college degree. Once you took that, that's why you got a lot of these youths out here doing what they do. They don't have nothing. And Instagram teaching them to be nothing but chronic narcissists. You know what I'm saying? That's all you is. Everybody want to like. Everybody geeking for a like. They training these youngins to be chronic narcissists. That's all they training you to be. And guess what? You a chronic narcissist and you ain't got no money. That don't mix at all. It don't mix.
Nah.
So now you are forced to be involved in something. That's why all this scamming, all this stuff is so prevalent. And a lot of it's the youth that's doing it. They the ones doing it because everybody chasing an illusion. You see what I'm saying? They chasing an illusion. In Congress, they feeding off of it. They praying on this.
Brother Charles, if you can, I'm going to pose this question to you. If you can talk to our city council, our Congress, I'm put all of them in a room, our president, the president of the United States, everybody, all the political wigs that need to hear this, that really don't really know the underbelly of what's going on in our city, and when it comes to the criminal justice, and not only that, but DC politics, not the Capitol Hill politics, DC politics. What would you tell them to get your message across of the people that this bill really need to be reexamined and looked at?
I would draw upon a movie, A Lesson Before Dying.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them all to close their eyes, and I would paint the picture of DC.
Mm-hmm.
I paint the picture of the mothers that have to send money to their children in prison. I paint a picture of the mothers that's taking care of the children, 3-4 generations of children, of people that's incarcerated. I paint the picture of the people that don't have no place to stay. I paint the picture of people that don't have no medical care. I paint the picture of people that want to be safe, beg to be safe. Because they live in squalor don't mean that they don't have a sense of safety. I paint that picture and tell them, when they close that, and tell them, and imagine if that was them. Imagine if they was the ones. It was their mother. It was their father. It was their sister. It was their daughter. It was their lover that's being subjected to this draconian apartheid mentality, and see how would they like it. Because at the end of the day, and like Dickerson-El said, you know, you take it and you condition us to think a certain way, and you condition us to believe a certain thing, and then when we react on it, you say, oh, look, they doing this. Okay, you teach a monkey how to give him a cup and a hat and dance and put money in the joint, in the cup, right? And the monkey he'll do that all day long, right? And all you gotta do is tell the monkey, say, listen, if somebody take money out your cup other than me, if you condition them like somebody take money out this cup other than me, scream, and you come around and bust their head, then you can't say the monkey wrong.
No.
For screaming, you told the monkey like I'm being robbed.
Right.
So don't blame the monkey. Blame the person that conditioned the monkey. And if you condition us to be a certain way, then you say when we act out. Oh, I don't have no vocational.
What they mean by that?
Yeah, I don't have no vocational skill. When I was in school, I wanted to be an electrician. When I was in school, I wanted to do HVAC. Well, I want to have my own business, but now I don't have that. Oh, but listen, this is what I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you a console, a PlayStation. That called the game gonna cost you $800. Or what the game gonna teach you? The game gonna teach you how to go steal a car, make a ghost gun, steal a car, make a ghost gun, pick somebody's lock in the front of their house, shoot them, kill them, rob them, and not now. This is what we're gonna teach you. Get back in their car when they got low jack on it and ride around it. And when they come and get you, say like, damn, what happened? So, oh, my bad. PlayStation didn't tell you that the car had low jack, so you ain't had sense enough to know that. Yeah. So that's my solution. My solution would be to educate them to understand that we're human beings. We have a humanity, and this is about humanity. This ain't about your political constituents, because your constituents is living in squalor just like the constituents here.
Yes, and I'm glad you said the humanity, right? Because I wonder, in my closing, do the Congress and city councilmen and the lawmakers think about the human being side of this? You follow me? Listen to what I'm saying. Do they think about the human aspect of these words that are being placed on the paper, how it's going to affect someone 10 years from now that don't deserve this, right? I don't, and this drives me crazy as I'm closing. We are the nation capital. We are the capital of the world. The capital of the world. But guess what? The people that living in the capital of the world are still slaves. We pay taxes. We don't have no representation nowhere. This was clearly, and not only this polarized how bad it, because right now things can turn, right? I'm still a little optimistic, because what now is we being polarized, and it's been put on front about how little a voice the DC people and they vote really mean. Other people now realize, like, wow, what, damn, they just did. Now, yeah, if you don't want to live here, don't come here. This is what's going on, right? So if you, and I'm in the believers, if you keep your mouth shut, you're a part of it. You're a part of it. And it's time for the Congress, United States Congress, to take their foot off our lawmakers in our city. They work for us. They don't work for you all. They work for every person in DC that pays their taxes. They work for them. They're their bosses, not you. Solutions from the Yard. We out.
You've been listening to Solutions from the Yard. This podcast is presented by Voices for a Second Chance, a comprehensive reentry program that provides culturally appropriate, trauma-informed, gender-specific, and peer-based services. For more information, go to info@vscdc.org or visit our website at www.vscdc.org.